Are you tired of mindlessly searching for and grinding for materials for every level 10 gem? Well, do I have a great solution for you that will allow you to farm golden Nopon coins instead, and silver ones if you care about those and need them. And the really cool thing, you can just put down your controller and go AFK while the grinding is happening. You will need access to the final super boss, which drops gold coins occasionally, in order to make use of this setup, which means beating the other 4 first and getting the final piece of info from the city to unlock it. As such, this is mostly a post-game only farming method, but it's probably the only renewable source of gold coins in the game, because they are really stingy with them. I will say that even with average luck, the setup will probably take about 3 hours to get 99 coins, since the drop rate still isn't amazing, but it's definitely a great option to consider if you're going insane from material hunting. I'd like to credit my friend HyperT, who originally created the setup shown in the video in a guide for the Japanese community, and has graciously allowed me to share it here for the English community. The link to his website will be in the description. If you enjoy these guides and want to see more guides for Xenoblade 3, please consider subscribing to the channel because it does help out so much. Let's get into it. Firstly, you are going to want 4 healer Soulhackers. Fortunately, you don't have to do the full Soulhacker grind, as you only need access to 6 specific arts and 3 skills, and one of the arts is a default art. You should be able to easily look up which unique monsters drop which specific skills and arts, and I can also provide a link to an article for that in the description. As the main form of grinding the coins is burst farming, you're going to want to outfit your Soulhackers with all the combo arts. Dig is used to get the Soulhacker AI to the side of the enemy to help Hawkshot get breaks easier. Spiderweb will be useful as a survivability tool to reset enemy art cooldowns, and the other arts are simply your topple, launch, and daze. This is the same setup for all Soulhackers. In the final slot, I have an Ogre. The original setup did not, and this is just a modification I made since Ogre has a far easier time breaking than any other role, and can be useful for more break consistency. As such, my master arts are the break, topple, and daze arts, along with demise, thrust, talent art for another burst. If you don't have this full setup, it's not a huge deal, and you can run another Soulhacker. The final party member doesn't really matter, as that will be who you will probably be AFK with. Miyabi is in the hero slot simply to reduce art cooldowns as much as possible, and also because she's cute. The 3 skills that you are going to want to have on all of your Soulhackers include Systematic Defense, which boosts recharge speed by 60% when non-defenders are targeted. As you can see, our party currently has no defender, so this is really useful to get all of the art cooldowns off cooldown even faster. One with the land will boost recharge speed by 30% when on land. This is even more recharge speed for even more usefulness. And finally, Sacrificial Heal to heal 100% of all allies' HP when incapacitated. This is basically the way that we stay alive throughout the fight. The AI will just revive anyone that dies, and every time someone dies, everyone is basically healed to full HP. So there's basically no risk at all with this setup, and you're basically never going to die, especially if you do it on easy mode, which is the recommended way to do this. If you are running Miyabi, she also has Swift Song to increase your accuracy and evasion, which is actually really useful for this method as well, so that is definitely something to consider. The 3 skills that I have on the Ogre are Dance and Barrages to get a chance to keep your art cooldown after using it, Protector's Pride, which will boost recharge speed by 50% when non-defenders are targeted, and Covert Attack to reduce aggro generated, so there's less likely chance that the Ogre gets aggro since the Ogre does not have the skill that gives everyone HP when they die. The gem setup on basically everyone here is increasing dexterity by 45 so you can hit easier, boosting speed of ally revival by 45% just to make sure that when someone dies they can be revived really quickly, and Ironclad just to increase maximum HP by 1500 just for a little bit of extra survivability on everyone. For accessories, we once again have the exact same setup on everyone. Fraternal Badge to boost recharge speed even further when non-defenders are targeted, so we can basically hit all of our arts extremely fast. Break Brooch, which lowers target's break resistance by 25 percentage points. And Smithy Gloves, which will boost accuracy every time you miss an attack, making sure your accuracy is going to get stronger throughout the fight. Ogre has this exact same setup as well, so there is no difference there. If you would like to get more legendary Break Brooches or need access to them somehow, you can fight Blazing Carlos in the Cyros Hovering Reefs, and you'll get access to more of those because he has the drop for them. Similarly, if you need more legendary Fraternal Badges, then you can fight Puzzled Rakinu, which is the bunny unique monster near the end of the Fornus region. So those are 2 options for that. And finally, you're going to want to set the difficulty to easy mode. Now, this can work on higher difficulties, but it might be a little bit more risky, and easy mode basically guarantees you'll get through the entire fight with basically no issues whatsoever without anyone really ever being in danger of a party wipe or anything like that. The final bit of setup you're going to want to do is cook with Manana and make the highest enemy drop rate boost possible food. This will allow you to get higher chance of getting rarer items, which will help your gold coin chances. Now, if you look at the top right, I currently have 76 gold coins. And from here, I'm going to challenge and kind of show off how often the rate is here, and once I equip myself, I am just going to put my controller down. Now, you got to give your party members a little bit of time to charge up their Master Arts so they can get their break arts and everything up, but after a little bit, they'll just start basically combo locking without you basically doing anything. As such, you can pretty safely go and do some other things while just barely keeping an eye on this and resetting it every 10 to 12 minutes or so, which is usually how long it takes for them to get a kill. And you shouldn't have too many issues at all, and you'll probably be able to get to a decent amount of Nopon coins in 3 to 4 hours, if nothing else, get level 10 gems. And that is not the fastest rate, but I've seen a lot of comments saying it takes like 8 hours to get one level 10 gem. It probably shouldn't, but this is definitely an option for those people that are struggling and having a lot of issues with that. Especially since you don't even have to play, you can just kind of stand here like I'm doing right now with Tyon. Gonna go ahead and speed things up from here because it should just be more of the same for the most part, and you'll see I'm getting a ton of bursts just over and over throughout this fight. There's no real risk of anything, everyone's staying pretty healthy, and if someone does die, it just automatically heals everyone, and then they just revive the other person who did die because they're all healers. This is fairly easy to set up. It doesn't take too much work to get the Soulhacker arts required and to get the necessary accessories. And once you're basically set, it's really, really easy. You can go watch something and then come back 10 minutes later, and then just reset everything again, and you should be fine. I'm not quite sure if you can activate auto battle for this fight at all. I don't think you can, so you can't have 6 characters doing this at once, to my knowledge. But at the same time, it's not really a huge deal nonetheless. Now, silver coins you'll probably get at a much faster rate than gold coins. Gold coins, even when you're doing this, still don't like to drop very often, but this is the only renewable source of gold coins that I know of. This enemy and a Pepito unique monster that's level 28 and going to be much harder to find otherwise. Now, with that fight done, I'll go into the menu. I now have 82 gold coins. That is 6 more than I had before I did the fight. Not the greatest rate, but usually you'll get about 6 to 8 when you do this. Each fight, sometimes you might get even less and be even more unlucky, and sometimes you might get more and be lucky. I wish there was a way to increase the odds of drops even further, but unfortunately there does not seem to be a very convenient way to do that, so just kind of stuck with the food option for now. But it's better than nothing, and by my calculations, every 3 to 4 hours or so you'll be able to get a level 10 gem without even having to play, so that is a positive benefit of this. Of course, maybe you do want to play the game more often, and you could probably also contribute yourself by kind of having a Troubadour set up like I currently do on Tyon. Glittering Melody, of course, recharges everyone's arts instantly, which can be very useful for getting even more combo locks, so that's something I like doing. All in all, though, after this, I'll show the Nopon coins I have, and then show some things you can buy with it if you don't need the gems or the class levels for silver coins or anything like that. Regardless, this fight is now over, and I think I'm AFK for a little bit here, and then I come back, and I have 88 coins now. I've also gone from 49 silver Nopon coins all the way to 91, so you can see the rate for that is definitely really good. And if you really need something to spend your Nopon coins on, there is this landmark in the Fortis region, Sage's something, I forget what it's called, but basically there is a cave in the northwestern part of this region, northeastern part actually, and you'll be able to find that cave and go through it, and you can access this location, which will allow you to buy some accessories if you want them. Some of them have pretty unique effects you can't really get elsewhere, except maybe only 1 or 2 copies throughout the entire game. Nopon Strap can be somewhat useful. Some of these effects are okay. They're not that useful right now, but they could be useful in the future. So there's some stuff that I definitely think might be useful. Expansion Holder seems interesting for increasing the area of effective attacks. The gold coins options, unfortunately, aren't as good, which probably isn't a bad thing, since you probably want to spend them on other stuff instead, your gems, but if you have nothing else to spend them on, I guess it's something. Root Memory is a pretty decent accessory. But overall, your best use for this is probably class rank if you still need it for silver coins, and of course the level 10 gems for gold coins, which I think are very, very valuable. Now, you don't necessarily need level 10 gems. The content in this game isn't necessarily hard enough to warrant that, but if you are a completionist and just want the strongest options possible, this is definitely an option to consider. If you need any extra gold, this is a great option as well. If you need to fill out infinite Collectopedia cards for some reason for all of the area affinity, then this can be a good option as well. All in all, I wish the drop rate was higher. That's really the main issue that I have with this strategy, but there's really no other option at the current moment in time. And as long as you don't have to really pay attention to the game, you can just come and go every 10 to 12 minutes and reset it, you should be okay. I think that's going to cover it for this guide. I don't really have anything else to say about this, so hope you guys enjoyed, and please look forward to my other guides in the future. If you did enjoy and learn something, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment, and all the other stuff that can support me. I think that covers it, so once again, thank you all so much for watching, and have a wonderful and blessed day. I hope you get all the Nopon coin you need.